money is so emotional. Do you sometimes feel like a therapist? Do you recommend people go to a therapist before they see a financial advisor because this is so emotional? And you shared that like this is a whole budding industry, actually.
Yeah, so there's financial therapy is definitely an up and coming industry because of exactly those challenges around money and how those conversations are happening inside of the home, or how one may think about it, deal with it, respond to it. So that is actually a real thing that is becoming more and more prevalent, and it's fantastic, right? It's definitely a need that's out there. Do I feel like one? So what's important in what we get to do is what we know is where you want to go. I know you've shared where it is that you want to have a chance to achieve. My job is just to figure out what is the best way. How would I do it if I was you? And it's much less a one person's right or one person's wrong, and more of just, well, here's how I would do it. Go from point A to point B as quickly and efficiently as possible. How do you make that happen? Right? And so I know where you want to go. Here's the steps for us to take. And it's much less of a he's right or she's right or one spouse is right, and just where do you want to get to and what steps do we need to take to make that happen?
Isn't that so interesting? So interesting.
I do hear often, my marriage is better because of you. My relationship with my kids is better because of the work that we're doing. My relationship with my spouse or my significant other is better because of this. Because what usually happens is no different than what happened in Kelly and I's life. This to me is super normal, is that there's one person in the relationship who's the no person. No, we can't do this. No, we're not going to do this. And then this is the person that when the other person comes home from Target, says, what'd you spend? How much was it? Did we need it? Why do we spend all this money? That's one person in the relationship. That's this guy right here. That was me. That is me, right? This person. And then the other part is the normal person. That's Kelly, right? Who's just trying to provide things for the family, who goes and gets the things that we need, who signs the kids up for the activities that are there, right? And what we felt was that there was a like judge and jury. Every time Kelly would walk in with 3 bags from Target, there's a little mini judge and jury every time, right there, right? And she's on trial every time. And it wasn't that I didn't love Kelly. It wasn't that I didn't want a happy family, but there was a little bit of putting Kelly on trial every time she walked in. And that friction isn't necessary. That friction isn't healthy. It's not going to achieve any goals, is actually doing that. So the goal is how can I create a frictionless, right, or a less stressful environment so that when money is spent, it's understood and it's not questioned. And so how can you create that to where she can have confidence knowing I'm going to walk in the door and it's going to be okay, or we're going to go on this trip and it's going to be fine, or whatever it might be. So that's a really important piece in relationships that we've been able to help with. It's just creating some guiding light around that. The no person isn't bad. The no person isn't coming from a spot of being mean. They don't want to do that. It's usually from a point of caring/fear, right? That if we do this, we're giving up this. If we do this, our future may not be what we both want it to be. And so they're more of the protector. They're trying to be more of the protector of the future or of a future. But you can't always live trying to protect a future. That's not possible. There is a today. And you just need to find that balance between protecting for your future and also living an enjoyable life between now and then. Mm-hmm. And you have to find that balance. And so if we can do so, backing it with data, backing it with information and education, once you're able to provide that, most of our clients are smart, successful individuals, right? They just need the right education. And once they receive that, then they can feel better about whatever decision that they want to make. So most relationships have a no and a let's go person, very, very normal. And it's just finding the healthy balance between those two so that they can look back and go, I'm really proud of what we did to make those goals happen.